Downloading images in an iOS app should be straightforward, but it's not. Well, not anymore. With the help of Kingfisher, we are going to build out this interface and we are going to learn how you can easily download images with the help, of course, with Kingfisher. Go ahead and open up Xcode and let's just jump right into it. So let's take a look at the demo project that I have prepared and we are going to build out today so we can see how easy it is to download images with the help of Kingfisher. So let me just build and run this demo project, and there we go. We have a kind of image UI image view here with the gray background, two buttons, load image and fetch image. And the first one is just fetching images. Sometimes you don't want to display it on an UI image view, you just want to download the image. And here I'm just displaying the data in an alert. So let's just tap on that. As you can see here, we have the image size, cache. It's on the disk, of course, because I have already worked on this, but we will take a look at this info later on. And let's just tap on the load image so we can see again the alert with the info, which we will talk about that later, and some rendering and the presentation of our image in that UI image view. So this is what we are going to build out today. So let's just get started with a brand new Xcode project. And we will just go ahead and go to File, New, and Project. Okay, there we go. Let me just resize this so we can see a little bit better. There we go. And we will start off with a single view application, clicking on next there, and let's say Kingfisher example. There we go. Make sure that you choose Swift or the language, and for the user interface I will choose storyboard. Now again, you could just test this in any kind of just a simple project of yours. Make sure that you have a UI image view. That's just it. Okay, there we go. Under the demo, that will be okay for me. Let's hit create here. Let's just wait for that. There we go. Okay, first thing first, I want to get rid of the main.storyboard. So let's just delete this, move to trash. Let's just delete the reference in the info plist file. And let's go to info, application scene manifest, scene configuration, application session role, item 0, and under storyboard name, let me just move this so we can see a little bit better. You can see these two kind of floating buttons. Let's just remove this storyboard name altogether. Okay. And finally, we just go into the scene delegate and load the view controller, the default created view controller here in code. So let's just name this window scene. And now we just want to initialize the window with this window scene. So window equals UI window with a window scene. There we go. Now there are only two steps left. Window, make key invisible, and set the root view controller. So window root view controller equals view controller. There we go. And yep, this if we hit Command B, this should be building fine. Build succeeded. That's okay. And if we go into the view controller and under view did load, let's set the views. Let's say view background color equals, let's say system teal. Why not? So let's hit Command R and see how this builds. Let's see what I have chosen. Not Alex's iPhone 11. Okay. Let's just build and run again. And we should see this system teal background with the view controller displayed. Let's see. There we go. Real nice. Okay. So in order to lay out all of these elements like the UI image view and those two buttons really fast, I'm just going to use Spark UI. Now, if you don't know what Spark UI is, that's a library that I have created. And basically build iOS apps at lightning speed. Now you can build out UI really fast with Spark UI, and we just need to add it as a Spark, as a SPM, so Swift package. Okay, so let's go back to our Xcode project and select your project, and here, and under Swift packages, let's just add this like a URL to Spark UI. Now, you just need to wait a little bit. Mine is fast because I already downloaded it first. But yeah, let's just click on next, and let's add Spark UI to our project. Now I'm going to use a specialized UI view controller that is called SView controller, which has a layout views and an observe overridable function where we will lay out the UI and we will observe some taps on those buttons. Okay, let's just wait for this to finish. Okay, now that it has done its work, let's just click on finish here. And we are done. Let's hit Command B, so yeah, we get auto completion from Xcode, and we can see that everything builds out okay. Let's go to our view controller, and let me just make some room here till this builds and remove this background color. Okay, so first thing first, let's import Spark UI. So Spark UI. And while we are here at importing, I'm just going to import all the other libraries that we are going to need in order to Spark UI to work. So let's import Reactive Kit, Layoutless, and Bond. Okay, so now we are ready to make this an SView controller and add all the, well, let's just call it helper functions. So layout views, let's just call super on that. And finally, observe. Super.observe. Okay, so let's just add these few elements, and now you will see the real power of Spark UI, how easy it is to lay out these views on our view controller. So first of all, we need an image view. So let image view, and this will be of course a UI image view, and yeah, let's just add the other ones, and now after that I will just show you the magic. So we will need two buttons. So let, and the first one was a fetch button. It will also be a UI button. There we go. And the other one will be a load button, but I will just copy and paste from the fetch button. So now that we have these two elements, let's just customize them with the help of Spark UI. Okay, so first of all, I want to add a gray background. So with the help of Spark UI, I just add a dot and start typing background. And as you can see, it returns a UI image view, so I can chain all the other stuff that I'm going to add to this UI image view. So dot system gray free. Okay, and after that I want to fill the UI image view with this image. So first of all, I need to set masks to bounds. That basically cuts off if the image is larger. And then the content mode should be scale aspect fill. Okay, and that's about it. Let me just make this a little bit nicer so we can see what properties kind of are on this UI image view. Now let's talk about the fetch button. First of all, I want to add a text, and let's see, fetch image. I want to set the text color to be system blue, so text color dot system blue. I want to make it bold, and I believe that's it. Let me just make this a much more readable format. Okay, now let me just add all of these onto our layout, and we are going to use layoutless for this. Just type in stack. We are going to stack this as a vertical stack, and I'm just going to fill the parent, and the parent will be our container. Now the container is basically a stretched UI view on the view controller's view. Just so you know, it's just a container of our view controller. And we are just going to add in here our image view and a comma there and fetch a button. And to push everything up, if you have experienced in working with UI stack views, then you know that you have to push everything, in our case, up. So we are just going to simply add a UI view, and that is a spacer inside Spark UI. Okay, one last thing, I want to add some spacing here between the elements, and that is a spacing of 50. So let's see if this really worked. Let's build and run, and let's see our image view and our fetch button. And as you can see, the image view doesn't really show up there, and that is because we haven't specified the size, in our case, the height of our image view. So let's just do that right over here and just type in sizing to height, and let's say 200, and that's okay. So building and running again, and we should see our gray image view. How awesome is that? Finally, we want to observe the tabs on this fetch image button, and that is really, really easy to do. In the observe overridden function, let's just type in, I have here, let's say fetch button. Fetch button dot reactive dot tab dot observe next, and we are just going to dispose it in a bag. Now this is reactive stuff, I won't go into this, but whenever you tap on this button, then you do whatever you want. So let's just print out here 1, 2, 3. Let's build and run with Command R and see how this looks like. So fetch image, and as you can see in the console we have 1, 2, 3. Let's just do that again. Fetch image, there we go. Okay, now it's time to import Kingfisher. So we do that the same as with Spark UI. We go select our project and Swift packages, and now let's select our 1vcat/Kingfisher. Now you will see the links in the resources, and the resources link is in the description. So go ahead and click on clone or download and select this URL. Let's go back to our Xcode project and just tap on the plus button there and just add this. And yeah, let's just wait for Kingfisher to be added here. Clicking next there, and let's just wait for resolving our Kingfisher.git. Let's just choose Kingfisher here, the basic library. Go ahead and take a look at the other libraries, what they do on the documentation on the Kingfisher GitHub repository. So let's click on finish here, and we added Kingfisher. As you can see, there it is. Let's go back to our view controller and let's just hit Command B so we get auto completion. Let's just wait for that. And basically what I'm just going to do is fetch something from the web, like let's say from Unsplash. Before we do that, let's just import Kingfisher. There we go. And let's create a URL here. So let URL equals, and that will be a string. So I have prepared for this. So let's just go to Unsplash and MacBooks. And let's see here. This looks quite okay. So if you go on this chevron, you see that I will choose the small one because why not? It will load faster. And if we right click here, you can see that we can copy the link address. So let's go back to Xcode and paste that in here. And as you can see, it's download and it says the force equals true and the width of 640 pixels. So now comes the magic part. Fetch button. We want to fetch, and this is really easy to do. First of all, we need to construct a URL, and URLs are optional because maybe that string isn't quite a link. So let's create one. So guard let let's say download URL, and that is a URL, and let's see with a string URL. And because we are in a closure, we need to add self here. Else, let's just return. There we go. Now we have our download URL. Okay, so let's take a look at how we can grab this download URL and basically download the image into our image view. So self.image view, and if you just start typing in KF, you can access the Kingfisher library, and let's see, set image. And you can see there are quite a lot. I will choose the one with the resource, and there are a lot of options here, so I can go through each one of them. So yeah, resource placeholder, we will get through all of them. So first of all, we need to create a resource. So let resource, and that will be an image resource because we want to download this image. And this is, of course, provided by Kingfisher, so image resource. And the image resource provides a download URL and optionally a cache key. But we are not going to talk about caching here. Just know that Kingfisher by default caches all images, and it's really, really fine. So download URL is our download URL. Okay, now that we have our resource, and let's just copy and paste that in there. We need a placeholder. Now, for the placeholder, we want to add a UI image. And first of all, let's just find one of our placeholders. And I would just add a logo here. Let's see. Our Rebeloper logo. So now that's our logo. So that will be our placeholder. Of course, you shouldn't have your logo as a placeholder, but yeah, it's okay for this example. So let placeholder, and that will be a UI image. There we go, and named logo. Okay, so let's just copy and paste that in there. So we have our resource, we have our placeholder. Now it's time to have some options. Now options, think of options like could it fade in, or should it have a rounded corner? And I will show you how we can have this rounded corner effect on our image. Now this requires a processor, so let's just create a processor. So let processor equals, and this will be a round corner image processor. And the corner radius should be, let's say, let's use 20, because I want to point out here something, because it depends on the size, on the actual size of the image. It's not the corner radius like the pixels on your phone, is the actual pixels on your image. So let's use 20 here because it's really small and we won't see quite a lot, but when we bump it up to 200, we will see a lot more. So processor, there we go. We add options here, and the options, of course, is an array of options. And let's just start typing dot processor, and you can see that we can provide an image processor here and processor. Okay, progress block. Now you might want to know the status, or the progress rather, of your download. And that can be easily accessed in the download progress block. So let's hit return there. You can see there are two int64s there. And the first one is the received size, and this second one is basically the total size. So let's just type that out. Now, with the received size and the total size, you can calculate how much percentage of your download is at. And I will just copy this out, and we are just going to print out the percentage. So yeah, a little bit of work here. Let's see, where are we? Not there, but there. There we go. We just convert this to float, and it says downloading process at the percentage. That's great. Now, another thing is that you want to get notified when the actual image is downloaded, or you want to get notified if there was an error. That's where when the completion handler comes in, if we hit return there, we'll see that we get a result. Now, this is a Swift 5 result type, and the success value is a retrieve image result. The error value is the Kingfisher error. So let's just type in here result, and here under the code we need to type in switch result, and because I'm lazy, I'm just going to wait for Xcode to auto-complete this, so tapping on this and fixing it. So we have a success and a failure. Okay, now in the failure, that's really easy to do. Let error, and I will just use SparkUI's alert controller and just show this alert, this error on that alert. So as alert controller dot show error, and the message will be our errors localized description. That's really fast and easy to do. So the success value is basically a retrieve image result. So let retrieve image result. And if you don't believe me, just go ahead and right click on set image, jump to definition, and there we go, retrieve image result. And this is a Kingfisher error. Now, while we are here, let me just create this handler. So let's just go here and type in func handle, and we are going to handle the result. And this will be basically a result that we just saw here, a retrieve image result with the Kingfisher error. So I'm going to copy this out, going back there, and just paste it in there. And now what I can do is just copy the switch statement out of there and paste it in there. And we can just call self.handle the result. There we go. So where we left off is that we have our retrieve image result, and now we just want to display it. Now this is kind of a long one because there are a lot of properties on the retrieve image result. I'm just going to copy out from the demo project, and I will just go through it with you. So there we go. So now that we have our retrieve image result, there we go. So we have on that retrieve image result an image, a cache type, a source, and an original source. Now the image basically is the image that we downloaded. The cache type is in which cache are we downloading it from. First of all, it will be a network, then it could be a disk, a memory, and so on. Now the source is basically the URL from where we are downloading it, and the original source is the original URL from which we are downloading it, because the source could be our disk and so on. Okay, and here I have a message created with all of this data, and then I will just show it in an alert controller with a success title. Okay, so there we go. I believe we are quite ready, and we have set our URL. So let's build and run and see how it behaves when we actually tap on the fetch button. Of course, in your case, you could just fetch it automatically. Now you don't have to do it on a button tap. So first things first, take a look at the placeholder image, and then some logs, and then the appearance of the image, and after that, finally, the alert. I know there's a lot coming for you, but let's just tap on fetch image. There we go. Here we have our placeholder. It's fetching. As you can see, it has printed the downloading process. Then it has added that image onto our image view. And here we have our alert with the data, image size, a cache. Of course, this is the first time that we downloaded this, so it's no cache has been used. This is the source network. Okay, let's tap on OK, and let's fetch the image again. So let's say you just downloaded it again, or you just presented it again. So let's tap on fetch image. Now you can see that the cache is from memory, and that's really nice. All the other stuff is the same. So let's click on OK. And let me just build and run again, because now we do have it on the disk, because automatically it's saved to the disk. That's one extra that you don't have to worry about that comes with Kingfisher. So let's tap on fetch image again, and now you can see that the cache is from disk. How awesome is that? It didn't go out and consume data. Yeah, this is really awesome. This is now loaded from the cache. Okay. So that's really nice, but where are the corner radiuses? Well, basically, because we are cropping it with masks to bounds, and we are setting the content size to be scale aspect fit, we don't see it. But let's just choose it to be scale aspect fit and build and run again, so it will squeeze the actual image into the image views bounds, and it will also let the size of aspect ratio to be the same. So as you can see, there we have it. There are some corner radiuses, but let's just have this set. As you can see, the height is 200, so the corner radius is 20. And let's just set the corner radius to 200. Now that is kind of counterintuitive, but make sure that this is just the corner radius of our image, not of our image view. So let's build and run again and see how that looks like. Tapping on fetch image. There we go. How awesome is that? Okay, really, really nice. Okay, what else can we do here? So we can set an activity indicator. So self dot image view dot kf, and I believe it's indicator type. Yes, it is, and dot activity. So now when we just build and run and tap on that fetch image, we will see that little indicator view for a brief second there blink. I don't know if you noticed it, but it's there. Go ahead and just take a look at that. Okay. Basically, that's about it. That's kind of the most that you want to have when you are downloading an image. But sometimes you don't want to load that image into a UI image view. And now I will show you how you can easily do downloads without a UI image view. And I will create a new button here. And let's just call this like, let's say grab image. Okay. So grab button. Let's just add that grab button and put it there. And as you can see, it's really easy to add UI. And let's see, let's create a new reactive tab observable. So there we go. And now all we have to do is access Kingfisher Manager and its shared functions. So Kingfisher, let me just Kingfisher Manager, move this a little bit up, and just go here like shared and retrieve image with, let's say, with the resource. And there are options there, but I won't bother with them at this moment. So we need a resource. So it's kind of the same. Let's just copy this out and paste it in there. There we go. Grab the resource and add it there. The completion handler, we have here a result. And of course we can handle it. We already made that function. How convenient is that? Of course, I already knew that I needed this. And basically that's it. Now we can retrieve the image. And of course, what we are going to do is show the alert if we have that available. Yeah, that image downloaded. So let's build and run. Now let's just tap on the grab image. And it took a while, but as you can see, we have the new image. It's not in cache, and it has its source and original source. Let's just do that again. Let's grab image. As you can see, it's already in memory. The same thing. Now, these are like 95% use cases when you want to download an image from the web. Now, if you want even more, then you can go ahead and take a look at the Kingfisher cheat sheet, where I will just show you two really awesome stuff here. If you just scroll all the way down, you can see that we can set an image to a UI button. How awesome is that? We just set with a URL for the normal state, and that's just it. And one last thing that I want to point out here is that you can also cancel the download task. Now, this is kind of important when you have, let's say, a table view or a UI collection view where you just scroll and you just start the process of downloading, but you don't really care when it's off screen. Let's say you just scroll really fast and the first, let's say, 10 images are already started to download, but you don't really care, so you just want to cancel that out. And that is right over here. In the collection view did end displaying cell for item at, you just want to call cell image view. Of course, the cell has to have this image view.kf cancel download cost. Now that is really powerful. So now you know how easy it is to download images into your iOS apps with the help of Kingfisher. Now I want you to hit that notification bell because in my next video I will be talking about SD web image. That's right, another way to download images into your iOS apps. Now while you wait for that, make sure to hit that like button and check out these videos as well too. I talk a lot about iOS development, Swift UI in general, and as always I will see you in the next one.